Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome back to the Rock Nerd Radio Show here on YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing and checking out some recent pickups.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
Alright, so let's get into it. I've gotten a few things from Target and a few things from Hasbro and something from Amazon. So I'm just going to kind of go through it. Don't plan on doing full-on 5 minutes or less or which is better reviews of these things. Just kind of some things that I picked up, some because I was really interested in it, some because I called a sale. It is the holidays as of the recording of this video. So, yeah, so some of it was simply because, hey, it's on sale and it was a good deal. But the first thing I picked up was not on sale. It is a new release, though. I did pick up the complete series of WandaVision on 4K. And the reason for this is, or is it Blu-ray? It might be Blu-ray. Anyway, the reason for this is, look, I'm going to be the first to admit, I don't love WandaVision. It was not my favorite Marvel show. But the fact they're putting these on physical, to me, is really cool. I am a big physical media guy. I still buy Blu-rays and 4Ks and whatever. But I wanted this stuff to succeed so that we can get some of the really cool releases. Like, I would love to have Werewolf by Night on 4K. So I could pop it in and watch it whenever I want, regardless of its streaming service. And yeah, I'm very happy to pick this up. I think it's cool. It's a nice steel book. It is a 2-disc collection. As you can see, there are 2 discs here. There are some goodies here I haven't really cracked open. But yeah, like I didn't love WandaVision. It wasn't my favorite. When it ended, I was like, all right, whatever, moving on. But yeah, I really want these to succeed. I know they're putting Mandalorian out on Blu-ray as well, or 4K, and I'm gonna pick that up. Yeah, I just want them to do well. That's what it comes down to. I don't want physical media to disappear, and I kind of feel like Disney and Marvel are testing the waters with these releases to see if they sell well, if more will continue to come out, or if they're going to eventually kind of put the kibosh on it. And I don't want that to happen. I really want stuff to come out. But anyway, let's get into the action figures. I did have a couple things on pre-order from Target. I didn't know when they went up on sale on Pulse, actually, so I went to Target, and luckily they were available when I went. So first thing is the G.I.Joe Classified Python Patrol Cobra Officer. A little bit confusing because earlier in the year, the Python Patrol Trooper came out. The package called it the Officer, but it's actually the Trooper. So now we have the actual Officer. I did buy 2 of these, and upon doing that, I thought to myself, why do I need 2 officers? Maybe not, but I've been buying a lot of like pairs for Python Patrol, so I have 2 of every one. The only time that's kind of bitten me on the butt so far is with the Vipra. I thought she was a just female ninja army builder, but it turns out she's like a named character, so there wouldn't be 2 of her. So I kept the second one in its package, and I just have one on the shelf. But with the officer, I guess I could have 2 officers. The reason why I have these, actually, I'll tell you as I'm opening it, is that when Classifieds came out, I was going to buy like named characters, not necessarily army builder type guys. And the distribution in the beginning was kind of rough, and when I couldn't find a Major Blood, I kind of gave up on the line. And then I kind of missed it. I wanted to get back into it. So when they started doing Python Patrol, I said to myself, all right, you know what? Like, I'll do Python Patrol, because I had most of the original Python Patrol as a kid. So I was like, I'll do Python Patrol. I'll buy those guys, and that'll kind of serve as my G.I. Joe collection. So I'm managing to keep it small, while having something of a representation of the brand on my shelf, which I feel is a cool way to do it. So let's get the officer out. I really like the way they do these packagings, where they're just like tied in, and like then here's the figure. I do miss plastic window packaging. I think everybody kind of wants that back. But you know, I like the way, I feel like Classifieds does it better than Marvel Legends, which is like, here's your figure and some tissue paper. Not my favorite way to do things. But here is the officer, and he looks actually really neat. I'm going to zoom in on the head a little bit for you there. So there's that darker skin tone there. I love the way the straps are colored, and I love the blacks and the grays on the, between the arms and the boots and the legs and the boots. I'm sorry, arms and gloves, legs and boots, and like the knee pads have this cool Python Patrol, styling detail to them. All the detail you would expect, all the articulation you would expect from a G.I. Joe Classifieds figure. I also like how they give us this like weapon storage for the figure, and it has the figure's name on it, which is pretty neat. But opening it up, they do have the tissue paper in here, but it's cool because it's like printed with the G.I. Joe and Cobra logos on them. All right, so there is quite a bit of stuff in here. First thing we have is a helmet, so you can just snap the helmet onto the head. There we go. He's got his helmet now. Try not to make it look as crooked. There we go. I like that. There is an alternate head in here with a lighter skin tone, so if you want to have two different officers, you can, and that's probably going to be the direction that I go. There is this holster, which has a peg in it, which actually I don't know where this goes. You know what? Can one of these swap out, maybe? Oh, it probably goes on his back, like a backpack. There we go. There we go. So he's got that on his back. It kind of hangs out. I gotta say, the backpack pegs are sometimes kind of soft, and sometimes I have trouble getting them into the appropriate hole. So that might not actually be happening. But he does have a knife. So there is the knife, and there is a holster for the knife, so you can put the knife right there on the side. There is a pistol looking kind of gun, which you can stick on the side here if you are so inclined. There we go. It sticks out here a little bit through the pouch, so that's cool. Then there's these goggles, which you can put on top of the helmet if you want. So they just kind of, actually, maybe they're meant to go on the head. They're probably meant to go on the head. Let me see if I can put them on the head. There we go. They do fit over the character's eyes. You can kind of have a night vision or something goggle. That looks really cool. I like that look too. One of them might end up getting that. But then there are these two larger weapons here and here, and they do have the ammo clips which can fit in, so you can just kind of slide the clip. There we go. There's one clip there. This gun has a clip on the side, so you can kind of pop it in just like that. And then my guess is that there are some more pockets here, but I don't think anything's going to really fit in there. So these are probably going to be the weapons that your Python Patrol officer is holding. That larger one from before, I'm assuming, can hold one of these larger weapons. In fact, yes, that will fit in there. So there is that. But hey, maybe you want to have your Python Patrol officer holding two guns, dual wielding, single wielding, whatever. It's up to you. I don't need to keep going through this because that probably get a little boring on camera. So there is that. And as I said, I did get two of them. So I do have a second one that I'm going to have to go through and open up. Continuing along with the Python Patrol theme, Python Patrol Copperhead. Now I know Copperhead is a named character, so I only bought one Copperhead. But he was one I was super excited to hear about. When they announced the initial Classifieds Copperhead figure, knowing that I was only buying Python Patrol, I said to myself, like, oh, the Python Patrol repaint's got to be coming. And I was happy it came sooner than later. I have a vivid memory of going up to the Danbury Mall in Connecticut when I was a kid. And it happened to be a weekend that they were doing like a vintage toy show. And we went, and I had a couple bucks from, I don't know, my birthday or Easter or Christmas or something. And with that money, I bought the Python Patrol Copperhead because I had, and the Python Patrol Televiper actually, because I had, like I said, I had a lot of the Python Patrol characters. So seeing them and not knowing, because it was before the internet, like I couldn't really look up, who else was existing in Python Patrol or whatever. Seeing them in person was really cool. The thing about it, though, is Python Patrol Copperhead almost looks like a pilot, because traditionally Copperhead, like, this is bare skin here and, here on the chest and stuff, and then he's got, like, the green going. So this almost, combined with the helmet, almost makes him look like a pilot. So I always thought Python Patrol Copperhead was, like, a Cobra pilot, and I used to have him, like, fly, vehicles that I had. I think I had, like, the Rage, but not the Rage, the Stun, but I think there was, like, a Python Patrol Stun that I didn't have, but I would just have, like, all my Python Patrol guys, like, hanging out on the Stun, and if I didn't have Python Patrol Copperhead in a plane, he'd be driving the Stun. That was what I used to do, so really like this figure. I'll show you his accessories real quick. I'm not going to stick them all on him, but Copperhead comes with this rusty-looking machete thing, which, that is a cool touch. I like how it has that rusted detail on it. Another holster for a weapon. I don't like. It almost looks like these should be tabbing onto like his body, but I guess it's supposed to go on his back. It is definitely a backpack, but because it doesn't need to go through an armor piece, it just goes right on the figure. That actually sits very nice. So there's that, and there's the loop here, so you can put the weapon in. Then he has this weapon, as well as this one. So he does have a fair share of weapons you can arm him up with. I am very excited about that one. And again, he's got a good amount of like pockets and details and stuff that look very good on him. Now the package highlighted like some kind of gold skull thing. Oh, it's his belt buckle. Okay, yes. His belt buckle, which is a little hard to see, actually looks very cool. I dig that. So only needed one copperhead, knew that going in. Very excited to have that one. That will be fun to mess around with and put on my shelf with the rest of the Python Patrol. The last Python Patrol thing that I got was the Python Patrol Televiper with the Trouble Bubble. I only bought one because I didn't want to have to buy two of these. I'm probably not even going to display the Trouble Bubble. I don't know where to put it. I was honestly a little disappointed that the Televiper, I know the regular release came with the regular Trouble Bubble. I was a little disappointed that this release also came with the Trouble Bubble, because if it were just a single Televiper, I would have bought it alone and been perfectly fine just having, you know, two Televipers. But yeah, so pulling this out, we have the Trouble Bubble and the Televiper. Looks pretty cool. There are different head options for the Televiper. So this has the that head option on it at the moment. The Trouble Bubble does look neat. I mean, just kind of looking around at it, it does look cool. I mean, I had the Trouble Bubble as a kid, the original G.I.Joe Trouble Bubble. And it was a cool piece. You know, I remember it was like a simple vehicle that you could kind of take around with you. It was definitely a favorite. Like when I was going to family members' houses and wanted to bring a toy, like I definitely brought the Trouble Bubble quite often. You know, it'd be like one guy, the Trouble Bubble, and then like a G.I. Joe character. But he's got a big crate for his weapon stuff, and I'm guessing these are parts of the Trouble Bubble, parts of the Televiper. I'm kind of a little hesitant to open all of it up because I don't want any of it to go missing. So there we go. I'm excited about that. So building up my Python Patrol ever so slowly. Something tells me we haven't seen the end of Python Patrol. As long as they can kind of keep cranking out characters with alternate designs that go exclusively to Target, we'll probably get them. So something tells me I'm going to start having a very large Python Patrol patrol, if you will. But yeah, I think I might not be buying doubles of everybody from here on out. I might be kind of singling it down. We'll see. We'll see what the designs are, how cool they look. The only non-Python Patrol stuff that I have on a shelf is I do have that Serpent Supreme Cobra Commander, because he kind of looks like he could be a Python Patrol member. If they do a Battle Armor Cobra Commander, which I'm sure they'll eventually do, he will become my Cobra Commander that I have on my shelf, because going by the Deke G.I. Joe series, Operation Dragonfly, that whole thing, Battle Armor Cobra Commander was in charge of the Python Patrol, so I will definitely have that Cobra Commander go with my Python Patrol. I also have Tomax and Zaymot, the Crimson Twins, the regular release versions, just because I've always liked those characters, and I feel like, they would tag along with Python Patrol, not even in like Python Patrol outfits, just in their regular outfits, so I have them. I've always liked Tomax and Zaymot. Alright, coming along to some other stuff. This is stuff that I got on the Hasbro Pulse holiday sale. They just, they put stuff on discount if you bought enough. There were a couple Legends this year that I was thinking about buying if I could find cheap, and that Spider-Man Retro Wave packaging got marked down in so many places, but when it did, I didn't see these two characters, so I was happy to get them online via a sale. I did pick up Tarantula. I had the old, like early Hasbro Tarantula figure, which didn't look that good, didn't move that great. He actually wasn't even displayed, but I did say that I kind of wanted this new Tarantula. Glad I was able to get it on a sale. I think this ended up being like, essentially like $10 off to get this figure, so I'll take it. I did get characters like the Rhodes at Target when they were like around that $12 tag, but I never found Tarantula, and I also never found Chasm. And you've probably heard me say, especially in that review I did of the Spider-Man Beyond Ben Reilly costume, that I didn't love that story. I didn't love the story with Chasm, but I do like Chasm's design, and I wouldn't mind having him on my shelf. So again, glad I was able to get him on sale. Definitely didn't want to pay full price, but he looks neat, and you know, you can see everything they have here in the packaging. I feel like these figures, they really, this wave, I feel like they like cheaped out with the accessories. Like Chasm has these like twirly energy effects. Felt like he could have benefited from some open, like almost claw type hands. I feel like that would have looked really good. And even with Tarantula, like there's literally nothing else in his package. It's just this character. You know, like the back has like a nice open hand. He probably could have used some open hands or something. So yeah, so that was another reason why I didn't buy these guys right when they came out. I felt like the $25 price tag was a lot for characters that are very little. And you know, not even like unique sculpts. They're sculpts that we probably already have. All right, and then the last thing that I got on sale, I did buy. This is actually a little banged up from shipping. I did pick up the Shattered Glass Transformers set of Rodimus and Sideswipe, and I don't buy a whole ton of Shattered Glass stuff. I know I've bought some in the past, but I really bought this set because I wanted the Rodimus. I think it's a very cool Rodimus design. I like how like he has like a mustache. Hey everyone, Future Dan here. You can tell because I'm wearing a different shirt and I shaved. I'm about to say a bunch of incorrect stuff about the Shattered Glass Sideswipe figure. The reasons for this is mostly because I'm not a big Transformers Armada, I don't want to say fan, but Armada is still kind of an area I don't know a lot about. So I'm going to tell you the correct part now. This Shattered Glass Sideswipe deco is based on an unreleased figure of a character called Drench from the Universe toy line in a series of figures called Battle in a Box. I guess it was like box sets of multiple figures. It would have been a repaint of the Armada Wheeljack with this color scheme. That figure never came out, but it is the inspiration behind Shattered Glass Sideswipe. So everything I'm about to say about Shattered Glass Sideswipe, some of it's not going to be correct. That's why I'm putting this part in. A little bit of a disclaimer. Let's get back to Past Me and the video. Rodimus in black and purple looks very cool to me. Sideswipe he's a bonus. I know apparently this is an homage to Armada Sideswipe, I want to say. I don't buy a lot of Armada. When it was on, I kind of wasn't really watching it originally. I was around for it. I don't have any Armada characters really. I have a couple Cybertron ones, but so this character, he's just a bonus that will probably live on my shelf for a bit until I run out of room and take him off or something. But definitely was here for the Rodimus. I do have like an otherworldly Transformer type shelf of characters that exist from different continuities. So this is going to be probably where those two end up. But just to open it up real quick, because you know, the thing is, when I kind of decide I'm not going to buy something, I don't even really watch reviews on them. So, as I said, I wanted the Hot Rod, or Rodimus. I have the Studio Series one, so I kind of knew what to expect from that. But I didn't watch anyone's, and I'm not trying to, you know, look, I do reviews too. I'm not trying to shame anybody, but yeah, there was just, I was never inclined to like watch anybody's reviews on this set. So I don't really know much about the figures, other than, as far as I know, they're both like repaints. I'm just looking for a place to drop the instructions right now. All right, let's crack them both open real quick. Sideswipe comes with a Minicon, which I believe was his Armada Minicon. If I recall correctly, and again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. Armada Sideswipe was like an ex-Autobot who like kind of defected or something, I think. So here's his Minicon. So it's nice to see Minicons again. Looks like this is a pretty simple transformation. Just gotta kind of kick his legs out. There we go. He's got feet. He's got hands. And there we go. Here's a tiny little Minicon. You got to know that the Minicon thing, where they're essentially just magic mushrooms. I never got into it. I'm not trying to shame anybody who is an Armada fan. Like, good for you. But I just remember I have a cousin who's about 15 years younger than me, and he was into like Cybertron and Armada. And I remember I'd go over to his house and he'd be like, oh, you know, this Minicon has to go with this one to unlock its potential and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, man, like, they're all robots. Who cares? Why do they need, like, Minicons to make them better? I always thought it was kind of dumb. I thought it was kind of silly. But, again, I'm not trying to knock anybody. It just wasn't my brand of Transformers. You know, I'm a G1 guy, so that's kind of where I always fell with Transformers. This packaging seems needlessly large. Oh god, there's stuff hidden inside the packaging. All right, first we got Rodimus in this Shatterglass color scheme, and this looks so cool. I love the black and purple on this, and the reds pop. This looks so cool. I'll transform him up later, but that looks fantastic. We also have, that would probably mean that this is indeed Shatterglass Sideswipe. I like the crossed out Autobot symbol here. That looks really neat. His was a simple transformation. I can probably do this while I'm talking. Pop out the feet. I have so many of this mold. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, between the War for Cybertron versions of the mold, and then the you know, Earthrise versions of, or Kingdom Earthrise. I forget when they re-released it as an Earth mode versions of this mold. Yeah, I have like probably like 10 of this mold, which you know, whatever, it's fine, I guess. But you know, this actually looks pretty cool. If there we go. If I didn't know who this was and you just handed it to me, I'd kind of be into it. I'd be able to tell that it's probably an ex-Autobot or something, because that slash there looks really neat. But yeah, he's pretty cool. As I said, I'm not the biggest Shatterglass guy. I was toying with going into trying to get them for a while there, and I just noticed he has a Decepticon symbol underneath the Autobot symbol. That's cool. But anyway, my interest in Shatterglass kind of started picking up after the initial run of like the first Hasbro Pulse kind of Shatterglass figures were out, and because of that, and seeing what they were going for on a secondary market, I didn't buy any of them. I was just like, nope, that's too rich for my blood. So part of me wishes that I was there in the beginning. The other part of me is like, I'm fine. We have a whole bunch of accessories here, and I'm not sure what some of them are. All right, so first things first, we got these baton-looking things, which I believe go to Sideswipe, just because they're matching his color palette there. They got some tabs in them. I guess they tab into him somewhere, but he can also hold them via handles. So I guess he's got like batons. That's cool. He also does have the what you come to expect with the Sideswipe, the cannon and the missile that goes into it, which that's weird. It pegs in differently, but there we go. His shoulder-mounted cannon, cool for Sideswipe. Rodimus, I don't know why this surprised me, but he came with his guns. I was expecting that he would come with the same guns that the Studio Series Rodimus came with. But, you know, I guess they, you know, because of, like, gang molding and things like that, it came with everything else that Studio Series Hot Rod came with, which surprised me. So there is the Matrix lighting up effect, this time in red. We have an evil-looking red and black Matrix. We also have his buzzsaw hand. And the smoke effect, power effects, whatever you want to call them, they're in red now. So this almost looks more like a laser beam now than exhaust. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, that actually surprised me, that those effects parts being in there. I wasn't expecting it, despite the fact that, you know, it's the same mold, so he probably would have come with everything. I am going to transform Hot Rod real quick, just so we can see him in robot mode, because I am kind of interested in that. Alright, so I have transformed Rodimus, Shatterglass Rodimus, into his robot mode here, and man, this thing looks great. I love the mustache on the head there. I don't know how well that is coming through, but man, that looks cool. The purple looks cool. I always like the idea, like I'm fine with like a Nemesis Prime idea. I'd be fine with like a Nemesis Rodimus, and this definitely gives me vibes of that Rodimus Unicronus figure from Power of the Primes, which I believe I still have. Although now I feel like I don't know if I necessarily need it. This does look very cool though. I always liked the Studio Series Hot Rod mold, so having it in black like this, and gray and purple, just fantastic. So there we go. That's just some recent acquisitions. Probably the last bit of stuff I'll really be getting for the year, because there's not much left that I think is going to ship this year. There's not much left that I have ordered this year. One thing might come before the end of the year, but I'm not entirely sure. So there we go. So I do have a few more videos lined up for December, mostly some Which Is Better videos before I get into the end of the year top 10 for Marvel Legends and Transformers. I am kind of planning on something special for the end of the year as well. And then we're going to kick off 2024 with, I don't know, something. I don't know what's going to come first, but January might be a little slow. I definitely want to put up some videos, but it might be some like retro reviews, things like that. We'll see. I gotta play with it. But let me know what you want to see. What would you like to see me do with the channel? You know, I've kind of just been getting to the groove of reviews and which is better type things. But I am always open to doing some more stuff. So let me know if you want to see me do anything specific. I thank all of you for following. And until next time, I've been Dan. You've been pretty awesome. See you next time.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.